Good morning all. Today we are going to see about memory unit. Under memory unit we will discuss random access memory. A memory unit is a collection of storage cells together with associated circuit needed to transfer information in and out of memory storage. Right? Next, what is random access memory? A RAM differs from ROM in that a RAM can transfer the stored information out. It means read. Okay, read operation, and is also capable of receiving needed information in for storage, that is write operation. Read operation means actually you need to transfer the stored information data to out, and write operation means you need to receiving the needed information in for storage, that is called the write operation. Now we'll see this in detail. The chip which you are seeing here is your random access memory. Now we will see the introduction about random access memory and what is the history behind it, and the block diagram, and how to position a RAM, and what are the types of RAM, and what is the difference between types of RAM, and the capacity to store, and advantages and disadvantages. Random access memory is the best known form of computer memory. Actually, RAM is considered as volatile memory. What do you mean by volatile memory? The stored information is lost when there is no power. So RAM is a volatile memory. When there is no power, the information will be lost. So ROM is non-volatile and RAM is volatile memory. Actually, RAM is made up of small memory chips that form a memory module, right? Now, whenever you open a program, it gets loaded from the hard drive into the RAM, because reading data from the RAM is much faster than reading data from the hard drive. Okay, who invented this RAM? This is actually invented by Robert Haith at IBM Thomas J. Watson Research Center in 1968. Now we'll see the block diagram of RAM. Now here the capacity of RAM or the size of RAM is represented as 2 power k into n memory, where k represent number of address lines and n represent number of input data lines as well as output data lines, and me represents memory enable, and r bar w represents read and write operation. Okay, so when memory enable is actually it is 0, right? So irrespective of whatever your read and write operation, there is no operation in memory, right? And when memory enable is 1, right, if the read or write operation is 0, a read is selected. Okay, read selected word. Okay, next when memory enable is 1, your read and write operation is 1, write is selected. Now we'll see the description of the block diagram. Actually here memory enable, what we have seen in the previous slide, memory enables or disables the RAM, and you have address lines. This address line specifies the address or location to read from or write to, that is actually you can transfer the stored information out, that is what read in, and is also capable of receiving needed information in for storage, that is actually your write operation. Okay, so your read or write selects between reading from or write to the memory. Okay, so to read from the memory, your read or write operation should be set to 0, that is what we have seen in the previous slide. Okay, set to 0, and out will be the n bit value stored as address lines. Okay, to write into the memory we need to set your read or write operation equal to 1, where your data is the n bit value to save into the memory. Now this is actually your position of RAM. You might have seen in your cell phones and in your data cards, right? This is actually your position of RAM. Now we'll see the types of RAM: random access memory, SRAM and DRAM, static random access memory and dynamic random access memory. Memory can be either static or dynamic. So first, let me talk about static random access memory. SRAM holds data in a static form as long as the memory has power. It means static memory preserve the state as long as the power is turned on, and these are built by using positive feedback, and each and every bit is stored on 4 transistors that forms the 2 cross coupled inverters. It means the example of static RAM is actually multi-vibrator or bistable element, that is nothing but your flip-flops. Next we'll go to the dynamic random access memory. DRAM is called dynamic because it must constantly be refreshed and lose the data in very short time. I'll explain you this clearly. Actually, dynamic memory store data for a short period of time, that is temporary charge storage on a parasitic capacitor associated with the integrated circuit, right? Nowadays your integrated circuit are all made up of MOS and CMOS only. Now actually when we were discussing about a DRAM, it is constantly refreshed. So what it is, the absence of charge denotes 0 and presence stands for a stored one. Actually what I mean is, I told you that the temporary charge storage on a parasitic capacitor. So the charge on a capacitor denotes 1, the absence of charge denotes the 0, and you all know that no capacitor is ideal. So unfortunately some charge leakage always will be there. Okay, so a stored value can kept for a limited amount of time in the order of milliseconds. So what we have to do is, in order to compensate that, so you need to uh, constantly refresh the capacitor. Okay, so you need to constantly refresh the capacitor such that whenever the charge is present we will take the value as 1, and when there is a leakage in the capacitor we will take it as a 0. So that is why we are calling it as a dynamic storage. Do you understand that? So these are very widely useful in data path circuits also. Now we'll see the difference between static and dynamic RAM. Actually static RAM requires less memory and dynamic RAM requires more memory, and its access time is low. The reason is, actually as long as the on power is turned on, it can store the data. That is why the access time is low, and here access time is more. Actually no need to refresh this in static RAM because it is made up of all bistable elements, and here you need to refresh it periodically because here dynamic RAM is made up of a capacitor. Now, and it is very faster access time, and here it is slow access time because of leakage of the capacitor. And you have a more power consumption in static RAM, and here you have a very less power consumption, and actually it is used in cache memory and it is used in the main memory. Now we'll see the capacity of RAM. Actually starting from 256 MB to 8 GB, here you can very well note it down that every time the size of RAM increased by multiplying twice. Now we'll see the advantages of RAM. Here programs will load much faster and it is very power efficient, that uses much less power than the other devices, disk drives. Okay, next if you see the disadvantages, it is a volatile. A power outage will cause irrecoverable data loss. Okay, now here it is space limited and cost per bit is also very high. Thank you.